morning, everyone. This is Lindy from Lindy's Wedding Flowers. I'm just not too sure about the lighting today. I wanted to show you how to make a rectangular swag to go with this L-shaped swag that I've made. I don't know if you can see it here. I don't have a lot of room, and it's quite a large one. It's like 28 long by 23 across the top, and it will go up on the arch. Let me see if I can get it down here for you to see a little bit better. Yeah, the lighting's not that great, but I think I can get an idea. And I want to show you how to make a rectangular one for the other side of the arch. It's actually going to go with this bridal bouquet. Oh, we've lost a little piece, but I can put that back on. So it's got sunflowers, mini sunflowers, some orange stalk, pine cones, and some brown eucalyptus. And then I've done the handle in an antique tiki lace. You can see that there. It's sort of a tan, brown, and burgundy. So, and then of course we have a little boutonniere to go with it. I don't know where I put it, so that's okay. What I'm going to do is, I was going to do this rectangular swag now to go on the other side of the arch. And I've already done half of it so that it won't take too long. So I'm going to show you how to do the other half, the same as on this side, okay? So all you're going to do is you're going to take some leaves, some rose leaves, and some U-pins. This is U-pins right here. Of course, I have to dump them. Okay, we made some U-pins, and they're just U-shaped, okay? And what I do is I put a little glue on the end of it, and then stick it through the rose leaf, like so. The other way. Oh, thumbs. Okay, there we go. Okay, just put a bit more glue on there, okay? And then I'm just going to finish greening, and we're going to, all of these little squares on the bottom, you're going to put a leaf in the bottom one, in the top one, and they're going to follow all the way around this floral cage, okay? So I'm just going to do that really quickly. The biggest part, you know, of these swags, and I'm very particular in my detail work, because if you don't green it properly and you don't glue, some people don't glue the U-pins in there. I do, because I want everything to stay nice. I don't want anything to fall out. And today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go all the way around once with these U-pins and leaves. And then after that, you'll take a look around and just, you know, go over it and see wherever it needs another leaf and fill in. So it's always important to make sure all those little spaces are all filled in with the greenery, so that you don't see any of the foam. You don't want anything like that to show, or any of your mechanics. So again, just take your little glue pin, go down to the bottom one. If you get glue in there, it's fine. You just pull it off later, or you know, use a blow dryer. Works really good to take some of the glue off, okay, as well. I hope that this lighting is not too bad. I fooled around with it, but it's got kind of that time of day. But I kind of wanted to finish this one off, because what I'm going to do, and if you watch my YouTubes, I'm going to put them both on an arch. I'm going to do the arch outside. And so, you know, watch for my next YouTube showing that, okay? Because I'll show you how to mount them. And so, again, just go around, and all these little squares, fill it in with the leaves. And then pretty soon you've got a really nice frame. So usually what I do is I do all of the greening first. I put all the leaves in there and make sure that it's nice and covered and that there's nothing showing, you know, none of the foam showing. Some people like to use like a little bit of moss or something like that, or that moss grass, and but I just find it messy. So I would rather, for weddings anyways, use greenery so, to do this part of it. So now that I've really gotten my leaves pretty much all the way around for the first run, okay? Because after I get my flowers in, my pine cones and all of those things, I go around it again, and then, you know, I fill in any spots that are left still to do. So you can see here on the back, I'm going to go right into that spot and pull some glue out of there, okay? And then you'll see it coming together and you'll be so excited. And, you know, I don't know, I just, every time I do one, I'm so excited because it's something new, and, you know, you can use your imagination, and after a while, no two pieces are the same. So it's always exciting for me when I do these. I've got a few spots left for a few weddings this season. If anybody's looking to get their flowers, still have to get your flowers done, just message me and see if I have room. I'm booking the 2026 season right now, so it's never too early because, as you know, there's a lot of planning that goes into weddings, and well, expense too. So if you can break it down a bit, I offer layaway plans, so that helps, you know, with the flowers at least. You can make payments monthly if you like. Okay, so that's what I've done. Now I'm just going to put a few in the top because, again, after everything's all done, you're going to go around and you're going to put some more leaves in there anyway. Fill it in. But I don't want this video to be too long either, so that's the thing. People get bored, you know, they don't want to watch it all the way through. But that's why I did half of it, and then, you know, the other half, you know, you just do the same thing. Go all the way around in these little spaces. Fill it in with leaves. And pretty much that's about, maybe I'll put one more leaf, one or two. Pretty much all I'm going to do for leaves. I want to have room for the flowers. And then, if there's, you know, spaces, then we're going to fix them. So this is the way to do it. Okay. Now I've got one pine cone in there already. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take another leaf here. Let's use it. So I'm just going to take one of my these little mini sunflowers right there, and put one around this pine cone. Now I'm going to put another pine cone in there. So that's going to look so awesome. Yes. I have a leaf here. Let's use it. Yeah, the greening is probably the most tedious part of the job, but, you know, it's also the most necessary part of it. So once you've done that, then it's good. You can go on and do your flowers. So see, I'm going to take this little mini carnation, and I'm going to put it up here, you know, so that the pine, because I'm going to put another pine cone in there, but I'm just trying to figure out where I want it. I think I'm going to just put the daisy in the middle, put another pine cone going this way. Okay, so you know what, you just use your imagination. All of these flowers I've glued together previously. I talked about, you know, I'm pretty detailed and I don't like anything to come off. So what I do is so these are wire cutters I'm using. Okay, so what I do is I glue all the heads on first, even the teeny ones, just to make sure that nothing's going to come off, and that looks cute. Okay, and then this pine cone, I put lots of glue on it, lots of glue. Sometimes I go back and around it again too, you know, so for today's purpose, and because usually I go over it again before it goes out anyways, and check that everything's, you know, Okay, I'm going to just glue this one to the side of the other one. Side on an angle, actually, there. A little bit of an angle. I want them to show, and they will when they're up on the swag, because don't forget you're going to be looking at this, you know, straight on, you know, so that's how it is. Now you see over here, I've got some brown eucalyptus and some orange stalk. So we need to bring that off the end of this one here. I always make a mess when I work, you can tell. But, you know, I've usually got about 3 or 4 different things going at a time. So now we're just going to measure this side because we don't want this any longer than that one. So we're going to cut this off a bit and clear off some of this. Okay. And so we want it to just be about the same. Okay. So I'm going to take this in and about a little bit more down. Okay. At times, it depends on how big you want them, you know, too, because sometimes you want to make it longer, and that's fine too. For this particular order, this size is going to fit better on the swag with the L-shaped, so that's why I'm doing it this size. Okay, and it depends what the customers want and what you want. That looks about right. So you can even leave it up if you want to. Because when you're going to hang it straight on, it's going to look okay. So, and then you want to take this orange stalk flowers, and again, you want to make sure that they're about the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect, because you know what? Nothing in nature is perfect, is it? You know. And then you can just eyeball it and see which way you want it to hang on. And say if one side is a little bit longer, eyeball it and you'll see where you want it to go. Okay. Glue sticks, of course, you know, and a glue gun. And I always have a glue pan. My glue pan gets so messy. So we got all that. And that is the other thing that you're going to need. Okay, so again, just eyeball it. To me, that looks great because maybe I'll use this part as the up part of the swag, okay? So, and now we've got 2 bigger sunflowers on this end. So we're going to do 2 over here on this side. And we're going to put some glue on everything. Again, my heads are all glued on, so I'm a good girl. Okay, and let's bring this one forward too a little bit like that. Okay, see, and then you can have one going. I have some cuts, so I'm trying to use those up. Okay, because I've already glued all the heads on them too. Yep. So, how's everybody? Is it nice in your part of the country? We're getting some sun today, but as you can tell, it's a little cloudy, and I'm getting all these shadows. But okay, what I've got 2 big ones here, so I'm going to put another mini one over on this other side. And I love it when it's not too hot or not too cold. I don't like the cold. I don't like winter. So, okay, I need to cut one. And this is the mini ones. You know, these are from the dollar store, these ones. Usually what I'll do is I'm not particularly, you know, I usually buy all of my flowers from the wholesaler because they're better quality. But some things are even nicer at the dollar store. It depends what it is. And in this case, these sunflowers are really beautiful. So then what I'll do is I'll use, you know, a nice eucalyptus, like this brown eucalyptus or an orange stalk. But you can utilize, you know, dollar store flowers. Just make sure that they're nice. They're not too roses. I won't use the roses. They're too flimsy, and they don't look good. And on the ends, I don't know how to explain it, but they are not a nice rose, so I don't use those at all. Okay, so now you can see how it's all coming together. And now what we can do is we can add some orange stalk in here. Okay, We've got a little piece here. Let's add a piece here. Let's bring it on an angle this time, okay? You want to make it interesting too, you know, like it doesn't have to be exactly the same on each side because you want that sort of asymmetrical shape a little bit. So I like asymmetrical shapes, I really do. I don't like everything to be, you know, straight in a line or, you know. Now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this one here. When we bring another of these down in the front, then we got to put some more eucalyptus in here. I'm going to put one over here. Okay, like that. And you can play around with your sunflowers and bring them up or down. They, you know, they bend because it's got the wire frame stems. So you can do what you want there, okay? And like I said, I always go over it again anyways once I'm all done. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in there yet. I found this other one over here. When this is hanging, it's gorgeous. You know, once I get them up on the trellis tomorrow, and I'm going to take my trellis outside. Hey, I can even have a glass of wine and put my trellis up. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So I've got some coming off the side. They'll be poked in a bit more. There we go. And now let's just fill in with a little bit more eucalyptus. Okay. And then again, when you're all done here, just go around and see where you need to put some more green leaves in wherever, you know, there's some dead spots or, sorry, foam showing, okay? And I just tear a little bit of these off, you know, so that you have a more of a spike to go in, okay? But yeah, it doesn't take long. Just use your eyes, think about what would look nice, stand back. Sometimes I stand back, usually once I've completely finished a piece, I'll stand back and I'll look at it for a couple of days, you know, before I'm finished with it. Just leave it and then I can have a look and see if there's something else I want to do to it, or I want to adjust. But I'm just looking for a smaller piece because I want something like that. Let's do this one. Okay. Let's take this over here. So I'm giving you the basics, really, and then, you know, use your imagination, stand back, have a look, and I'm going to put a little bit more up in here. Oh, I don't want all these ends on here. Okay. Wow. Motorcycle day, I think. My husband's probably out there riding around on his bike. The weather's so nice. So let's do this one. Just kind of stick them in there wherever you think you'd like to see a little more brown. Put some in there. Sometimes I put it at an angle. Other times I put it a little straighter up because once you hang it on your swag, I don't know if you can see. I guess it's hard with this little camera that I have, but think of it hanging up now, you know, on the swag. It's gorgeous. It's going to match that other L-shaped one for sure. So that's how we have it, ladies. Oh, gentlemen, whoever's watching today, see, already I've got one coming out, but it doesn't matter. I put it in, and like I said, I'm going to go around it anyways, but I don't want this to be too long. What we did forget, and I can see it now, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you'll go around and you'll see. We need some green leaves on the other end, the same as I have over here, okay? So we need to take this, and I need a better one. Hang on. Okay, this is a better one. Yeah. So we're going to take this, because this one comes out here on this end, and I'm going to put it down. There we go. And that's what it's missing. Right here. Some leaves on the end. And then it's gorgeous. Now it's right on. And I'm going to bend the stalk down a bit on this one, I think. There. There. That's it. So if you can see that now, think of it hanging. Okay. I may make another one. Watch my YouTubes because, well, I will be. I'm actually doing a calla lily, one right now. So the swag has to be all white. It's a white calla lily design. Excuse me. So have a good day, everyone. Please watch my YouTube. So I'm going to have other pieces that match. And we'll talk to you again. Excuse me. Talk to you again soon. Bye now.